everyone! Today is going to be a very chill, spontaneous video. I had a vlog that I was going to post today, but I have a lot of thoughts on this topic and I wanted to share them with you. So a couple disclaimers before we get into this. If you have not caught up with Pretty Little Liars, or you just don't care about the show and you haven't watched it, don't watch this. I'm going to spoil the season 6 mid-finale. So if you're not interested in this show, I'm going to link some other videos that I've done down below, like a makeup tutorial and a vlog. Just go check those out. Don't even worry about this video. And the other disclaimer that I want to say before I get into this is a rant. So I'm going to be sharing with you my opinions, and I have a really strong opinion on this season finale. Now, not all of you, but a lot of people in this world get very offended by people who do not agree with their opinion. My opinion might be totally different than yours. If you know that you are somebody who's going to get very angry by my opinion, please don't watch this. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a rant. If you don't want to hear that, again, other videos are linked down below. Please do not bother with this video. Okay, now on to the rant. So for those of you who watch Pretty Little Liars, you would know last night was the season 6 mid-finale, and we found out who A is. Spoiler alert, it's Cece. Oh my god. Like every other person and their mom, I wanted it to be someone closer to the girls. That's my initial thought. My overall thoughts are that I was very disappointed, but it's just, things don't add up. But before we talk about Cece, let's talk about Sarah. First of all, it was really obvious, to me at least, that Sarah was going to be a part of this because she just was in that place that they kidnapped the girls for like 2 years. Nobody knew why. We didn't know anything about her or her family. But having said that, after this episode, we still don't know anything about her or her family. What was her motive for doing all this? Who is she? I still have no idea. That was not answered at all in this episode, and that really bothers me. I knew that she was sketchy because obviously she was sketchy. Everybody in Pretty Little Liars, even when they do have a story, they're sketchy. But the fact that she didn't have a story was pretty obvious to me that she was going to be involved. Also, is Tanner involved in this? We don't know because she said that she was going to call Tanner, but then she didn't. But then if she was working with them, then was Tanner actually working with them because she was working with them? It was just so confusing. Another thing I was confused about was when they pulled her out of wherever the girls were captured in, she was a mess. So was that all an act to just make her think it wasn't her, or did Cece place her down there because she did something wrong? Like, I don't understand. And obviously she wasn't down there for 2 years because the girls had been being tortured, like, from A. Oh my god, it just doesn't make sense to me. Why was she down there? I don't understand. I feel like the plot development with this, not the plot development, the character development with Sarah was just crap. Like, they did a crap job of explaining it. And I really liked Sarah. I knew that she was sketchy. I knew she would have something to do with it. But I thought that as an actress, she was really good and she had so much potential and she could have really had a good story. And I was expecting her to have a good story, and then she just didn't. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Also, she said she was trying to protect Emily. Did she mean she was trying to protect Emily from, like, blowing up Radley? And what was with that? They were gonna blow it up, and then all of a sudden Cece was like, oh crap, it didn't work. Like, what? A never fails, so why was all of a sudden it didn't work? It doesn't make sense. There were too many flaws in this plan and this episode and this just character growth. It just drives me insane. Okay, we can get back to Sarah if I have anything else to say about her, which I don't think I do, but let's talk about Cece. Cece, she was such an easy character to pick as A. But I feel like it was so obvious that nobody even suspected it because everybody was like, oh, well, obviously Cece would have something to do with it because she was such an odd character, so no, let's just discard her. But then the fact that she didn't seem capable of doing that in my mind. And then when she was telling her story to Allie, all of a sudden she was this totally not dangerous person. Like, are we forgetting that she tortured those girls for 3 weeks? She made them, like, choose who gets water and who gets hurt. Like, that's the same person who was sitting there with Allie laughing about how she would never hook up with her brother and he was, like, horny because she wouldn't, but she was dating him. It makes me so mad. This is gonna get really technical. I know it's just a TV show, but it really bothered me that they didn't think about this. Cece's transgender. Fine, great, whatever, I don't care. But the fact that she is transgender makes it really confusing. Like, first of all, when did she get the surgery? She has boobs. We all saw her boobs. When did she get the surgery to become a girl? Did her mom pay for that? Like, how did that go without anybody noticing? How did the mom have the money, and how did she hide it from the dad? Second of all, I watched a lot of people on YouTube who are transgender. It's not just a one and done, there you're a different gender. You have to go for checkups, you have to get pills for hormones and testosterone and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't make any sense that she could have been hiding for so long and not seen her mom for so long, and yet she is transgender. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. In real life, you could never be in hiding and be torturing people and at the same time just like, oh yeah, getting a surgery, BRB, guys. Like, no, that just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up. Being trans is not, it's not that easy to get a change. You have to go through a long process, and they didn't talk about that at all, and that just confuses me so much, especially for a show that's so, like, in with details. That was just totally a miss for me. Like, I don't understand how they thought that that was gonna work. Okay, but let's just stray from the transgender thing. Like, let's pretend that all totally made sense and totally added up, which it totally didn't, but let's just pretend it did. Cece is in a room with Allie telling her story, and, like, all of a sudden she's not dangerous, and what kills me is in the very beginning of the show, when Cece was gonna jump off the building, Hannah was like, it's okay, we forgive you now, we know your story. Now, I know she probably just said that so Cece wouldn't jump, but what do you mean? How could you even say that you forgive somebody who literally has been torturing you for years and ruined your high school experience? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if Cece had been the type of A that Mona was, then that would make me a little bit more like, oh, okay, well, it wasn't that bad. But this person, like, I don't actually know if she killed people. Did she, like, who killed her mom? That's another thing. What about Miss D? Who killed her? We don't know. But anyway, like, she captured them and she tortured them. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, it's so, and she's like, oh, well, the game was addicting. That's your reason? The game was addicting? Like, I know that there are addictions. I know that, like, gambling is an issue and games can get exciting, but, like, that's your reason for literally capturing 3 girls. What's the word? Capturing? The word is escaping my mind. Kidnapping. Yay. That's your reason for kidnapping 4 girls and torturing them for 3 weeks? Like, the game was fun? What? No, it doesn't make any sense to me. And where did she get the money in the first place? She had a layer, and like a layer not as in a cake, but a layer as in like with technical things, and she had to have this whole place to kidnap them. Like, was her mom giving her money this whole time? It doesn't make any sense. She couldn't have gotten a very good job. She was in Radley. I know she was supposed to be working at that, like, clothes shop when they first met her, but, like, that was totally BS because everything else was too. Oh my god, it just doesn't make sense to me. But especially with Redcoat, like with Sarah, what? Who is this chick? I still don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And so she killed Wilden, but then why would she? There's so many questions. All in all, my thoughts are that I've been watching this show for like 3 or 4 years, so I've been here pretty much from the beginning. And honestly, before turning on this episode, I sat myself down and I was like, alright, it's probably not going to be that good. I don't see what kind of ending they could do that is amazing. Like, I have pretty much thought of every combination of things it could be. But when she turned around and it was Cece, I was like, oh. There was no shock. They made it seem like I was going to fall off my seat. I really wish it could have been somebody from one of the beginning seasons. I know a lot of people thought it was Ren. I would have been shocked if it was Ren. I'm really glad it wasn't one of the liars. My friend Kira just said to me, like, oh, thank God it wasn't one of them. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think that that was like a possibility because they were too far in it together, but I'm really glad that it wasn't that. One of my thoughts was that it could have been like Jason or something. I'm really glad it wasn't, but I don't know, like, it just, really? And now people are like, oh, well, who do you think he is in 5 years? I don't freaking know. That's what the season is going to be about. That's what the second half of the season is like. I don't know. And I'm not also sure how I feel about them just jumping 5 years. Like, it was so weird to see them at the end. Oh, that's another point that I want to bring up. How all of a sudden did Cece just say, game over? After she left the country, okay, people? She flew away. And then she was like, no, the game is too addicting. And then she came back and she kidnapped them and she tortured them for almost a month. And then she goes, okay, game over. What? And why isn't Jenna a part of this? I thought that Jenna would be. A lot of people were saying, oh, maybe Jenna's a part of it. Like, I feel like there are so many things that they could have done that was better than what they actually did. But Cece just, first of all, she was too unimportant in my mind to be a part of this. And second of all, her, like, addiction with the game made no sense to me because all of a sudden she was done and then they, like, graduated. My memory card was full, so I had to delete stuff. Sorry if the angle, like, changed a little bit. My camera is actually stacked on a pile of books right now because I didn't want to, like, deal with camera work and everything. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? I don't know. Just in general, like, really? It just frustrates me so much. So I guess my hopes for the season, the second half of the season to come 5 years later, I hope that Arya and Ezra are still a thing. I really hope they work things out. I know that Caleb was like in one of the commercials, so I guess that he's there, and everyone's like, oh my god, Allie is married. Like, yeah, okay, it's probably not gonna be somebody like who we vaguely knew in the show before. It's probably gonna be a totally new person. And obviously, like, I'm still gonna watch it. I'm currently rewatching the entire show. I'm only on season 1, like episode 7 or something. But I don't know. I don't think it was what it could have been. I don't think it was anything amazing. There were so many questions and things that just didn't make sense to me and that were totally unanswered, and that just really bugs me. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Very casual, barely any makeup, not a big deal with the filming and the lighting and everything, but I just had a lot of thoughts, and I know that last night on Twitter, everybody was freaking out. Even people who didn't watch the show were like, what's happening? So please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe. I have an exciting collab coming up, and I have that vlog that I was supposed to post today coming up, and just some exciting stuff. If you ever want to hear me rant about other things, let me know. I probably won't because, as I said, people have their opinions and they don't like when other people have opinions. But anyway, I'm gonna go now. It's like 1,000 trillion degrees in this room. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!